So I wanted to make sure that everybody knows when I go into that courthouse, I will not have taken any type of uh, pain medication or ibuprofen. That's going to be it. I'm trying very hard to wean completely off the butte. But the longer I have to stand out and fly a sign to cover for why I have cash, not that I don't need the cash, what little bit of cash I get, need all the cash I can get, um, the more pain I'm in. And then it's just like I'm in so much pain, I literally can't think straight. And that impedes my performance and my ability to engage. Like if I were feeling better, if I wasn't in so much pain, I'd let this little creepy douchebag sit. He was sitting on the other side of here. He was sitting over there by the window when I came in. So I come over here to my little nook, and this goes down to the bathroom. There's the door. It's kind of private right here. The hallway to the bathroom. That piece of shit. Now it was empty. It was empty when he was sitting over there in the window watching for me. I come in, he knows I like to sit here because there's an outlet over here next to this wall. Cocksucker comes and sits right next to me. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I really wanted to get away from all, because there was some event over at the fairgrounds and there was a lot, I think it was called, I don't remember what it was, for kids, which is really creepy that he works for pedos and he was, ooh. But anyway, the place was full of families and their kids. And he was sitting over there with them in the window while this whole area was empty. He waits till I come in and sit down and oh yeah, I just couldn't wait to get away from them. Motherfucker, why were you over there waiting to get away from them, you stupid, mouthy motherfucker? You could have been over here if you wanted to get away from them and have some privacy. What's more, you could have had it all to yourself. No, you wait till I get over here, then you tell on yourself and say, oh, I'm so glad you're here. I couldn't wait to get away from all those kids. You dumb motherfucker, you told on yourself, you stupid fuck. Why did you have to wait for me? You can't make this shit up. Nobody can imagine this many people being this unbelievably stupid. My partner for 10 years used to wear a t-shirt. You know, she was a juvenile officer. She was a corrections officer at one point where they set her up to fire her. Very smart, very disciplined lady. She used to wear a t-shirt that said, never underestimate the power of stupid people in large numbers. And let me tell you, good news is the fact that they're not only are they stupid, they're complete fucking arrogant idiots who run the fucking mouth. Now they got a new fucking troll in here. Another one just walked in. He likes to hang out with the guy that works at. He's a volunteer at Salvation Army that was trolling. Recited this other guy's medical information. How the fuck did you know that? He doesn't talk to you. Who at Salvation Army told you, and why did Salvation Army know it? So, good news is they're not very bright. It doesn't, rich or poor. Idiots are idiots. Narcissistic pedo rapists are idiots because they're already, the fact that they're rapists means they're already not thinking straight. So obviously they don't talk straight. But anyway, if I were feeling better, I'd have sat here and just let him keep running his mouth. But I was hurting. I needed distraction. I needed to get some medicine in me, let it kick in and cool off. Sure enough, I went over to where he was sitting by the window. And I got up and moved. I said, you just impeded on my privacy, asshole. And I got up, took my shit, and went over there. Well, you should have seen him. He stood right there by the door, right there, on the other side of this little divider here, watching me like, what did I do? I looked at him and just went, idiot. He really didn't, because these people, I mean, but let's face it, Trump's no better. Trump runs his mouth. Mark Rubio runs his mouth. Keg's breath runs his mouth. Blondie runs her mouth. Blanche tells on himself. They're all idiots. Cronin told on himself. Goldwater told on herself. All her fucking cronies that she hired at DHS told on themselves. Earl, the Catons, all of them. It's like if I could. Well, actually, I wouldn't. I want them to keep self-snitching, but it's like it's mind-blowing the stupidity. Oh. So anyway, back to my point. When I actually go in there Tuesday morning, I'm not gonna have any contraband on me. I'm gonna have my wallet, my phone, uh, my meds. I'm not gonna leave like my blood pressure meds. I'm not gonna leave those unsecured. Um, don't really have any paperwork or anything to bring, just my backpack. I'm not gonna have any weapons. I'm not gonna have like I usually carry a pair of scissors because you never know when you need them. Um, ibuprofen. That's it. I'm not gonna have anything else in my bag, and I'm not gonna have dosed with anything, which I'll be fine. I probably won't be. It usually takes 48 hours before you have any issues. And even at 1 milligram a day, trust me, you have issues when you don't get that 1 milligram within, say, 36 to 48 hours. But I do have Imodium AD to help, and it does help with those issues. I'm still just in a hell of a lot of fucking pain. And most of that comes from fucking standing for 3 and 4 fucking hours, hoping to get 4 or 5 cars to, 50 cents or $1 to cover for where you know what I mean? So, uh, I can't think of anything else. Uh, uh, enjoy watching all these bombshells drop. They're making things make sense. And kudos to everybody on that. I knew he ran a fraud on the court. I'm like, how do you go in and swear out in that? Because you gotta, those lawyers have to, when those lawyers submit their stuff, that's under penalty of perjury. Whether you're a prosecutor or whether you're a civil attorney filing a complaint on behalf of a plaintiff in a civil matter, you don't get to lie to the judge. That's called obstruction of administrative duties anywhere else. Now, I guess when you're lying to police or any type of investigator, whether it's a health official if you're making a complaint on a doctor or whether you're lying to a police officer. But I remember somebody ran a sham on it was family court. He lied to the family court about his wife. He was a domestic abuser. And Chad broke it down. He says he's running a sham on the court. That's what Chad called it. But it was that was a local state or county court. What Trump did in Florida was federal, and Chad called that Chapter 1, Florida Federal Chapter 119. I guess, and when you're filing a federal lawsuit in Florida, it falls under Florida's Chapter 119. Now, how the fuck would I know that if he didn't teach me that? So, bravo to everybody who looked into that and busted their ass on that. And good on that judge for, I mean, it's up to the judge whether or not they're going to do shit. I would think, and when you were talking about somebody who's a public official, like Todd Blanche or whoever is working underneath him doing this crap, I would think the judge would be extremely pissed that public officials are running a sham on the court. You know, Autumn Payton, if she were just a civilian, people lie all the time. You know, there's no, if she were a civilian, there wouldn't be that much harm. She could still get in a lot of trouble, but not as much trouble as when she's doing it on behalf of the Trump administration and the former Weinberger administration and Paul Dragon, who's a state official on many levels, you know, health department, CBOO, and Judge Hoare, and the Goldwaters, Pam Bondi, Mark Wayne, Jasper, Bob, Cletus, Christine, Keg's Breath. You know, she did that on behalf of all of them. So, yeah, I would think that judge would want to, like, all right, who the fuck's behind this bullshit wasting my goddamn time? If I were a judge, it's a big deal when you call a judge to a bench to hear a complaint about criminal or otherwise, and then you listen to your defense. If somebody drug my ass into a courtroom on some bullshit, especially when you're trying to, not just, you're trying to run a fraud on the court for the purposes of illegally seizing $1.7 billion of taxpayer funds to loot the treasury. Oh, hell no. How do you not want to prosecute for that? That makes, if the judge didn't prosecute, she'd be a party to it. Wouldn't she? I mean, like if Judge knows for that, finds out that the Trump administration, DHS, DOJ, Department of War, sent Caton in to run a sham on her court and says, oh, well, so what? That makes her just as guilty, just like Judge Hoare. So that's why I would think any judge would be like, oh, not on my time, you're not dragging me into this shit and getting me fucking charged behind some bullshit. That's what I was thinking when all that mess hit the news. I'm like, and then she got somebody was on the ball and she assigned the friends of the Amici and they said, yeah, looks like they're running a sham on you. And then what? Blanche and all and team shagged ass up. We're dropping the suit. See you later. Like not so fast. Can't wait to see how this turns out. Anyway, it's an honor and a privilege. Always wanted to be in the Navy. Now I know why Creator made sure I wasn't in the Navy. Because I would have ended up being programmed and had to answer to the corruption. And I would have honored my oath to whatever I was taught, and I would have been taught wrong. As of now, I get to serve the Navy, the Army, Air Force, Marines, civilians, everybody. I get to help everybody. So I see what Creator's doing now. All right, I'm gonna go downtown and I don't know if I'm gonna fly down there or I'm gonna go out to show them. I may sit around. I'm thinking about flying on Church Street because I could sit down on a bench somewhere at least every once in a while. Uh, I'll go down there and see if it's busy down there or not. If it's not, then I'll go out and show them. Oh crap! I'm tired. Anyway, that's all I got for now.